a different feel on this one. I feel like, you know what we're not talking about? What we're not talking about is this is the Great Reset. Except it's not the Great Reset. It's the Great Reset of the Great Reset. The Great Reset, we had two ways to go. And Donald Trump never said it this way, but I thought I had articulated this, and maybe I hadn't clearly enough, and I've been trying to say it for the last few days, so let me just be very, very clear. You had two choices. The world as we know it doesn't work. So the first choice was what Klaus Schwab was doing, where we could all eat, bugs, and they were going to reset everything, get away from the free market entirely, go all globalism, and push everything up to a global government. That would reset. Yeah, that would reset our economies. It would reset our dollar. We would go to a global currency. All of the stuff we've talked about for the last 5 years. That's real. That was happening. Donald Trump came along and said, "Don't like that. Don't want to do that."
That's good.
That's really good.
That's a good observation. We shouldn't do that.
The problem is you can't just not do that because the problems are real. The solutions, the way the world works now, no longer works. It doesn't work the way it did in 1946. It's not 1946 again. So we need to update the system and repair all of the damage that has been done for the Great Reset. Because remember, what was their plan? To manage the decline of the West. Just to keep it going enough so nobody really, and then it'll come in one violent shock and everybody will be like, "Oh my gosh, panic." And that's when they will finally change everything and make the final switch. That's the Great Reset. So Donald Trump, we elected him because we didn't want that, right? If you thought you were going to get a replay of 2016, you're mistaken because this time he gets it. Remember we said, the 2020 election was really good, it turns out, because he had time to think and realize what he was fighting and where everybody is and make a plan. This is part of his plan. And he told us, now he didn't say about the Great Reset part, but he told us that we're going in a completely different direction. He told Europe that. He's told everybody that. That's what NATO is about. That's what all of this stuff is about. He's resetting the system. So it will be an America first, and anybody else that wants to join us, England first, whatever. We'll all get around, we'll all get along, we'll trade, but we're not going to do it the way the globalists have done it. So what we're going through now is the shock to the system of the beginning of the shaking off the calcification of this system and restarting the engine and saying we're going in a different direction. Throw this thing in reverse. And so all of the gears and everything that has been turning one direction now for almost 100 years, and especially in the last 25 to 30 years with the Great Reset and the WEF and everything else, all those mechanisms, all those gears that have been going one way only, all of a sudden are grinding to a halt and reversing. That's what you're going to feel. Now, I didn't expect this to happen now. I mean, I was expecting that I would see progress on the border. I was hoping that I would see tax cuts by now. I was hoping I would see more regulation cuts by now because those two things are vital before you put in the tariffs, or at least right after you put in the tariffs. It helps ease this pain. That's Congress. Haven't done their job. I don't know why he's not pounding his fist on their heads right now to get that job done. But that's what's happening. And this is why Donald Trump said over the weekend, what was it? I want to give his quote. He told the average Americans, hang tough. Just hang tough with me. I know it is bad right now, but this is an economic revolution, and we will win. Hang tough. It won't be easy, but the end result will be historic. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm not hoping that his tariffs work. I'm hoping for an economic revolution. I'm looking for the end result to be historic. And it's not just about money. It's about changing the entire system away from that system, which was pounding America into the ground and managing our decline. Does that make sense to you?